Hello, Steve White, Steve at 39. Well, I didn't have to wait too long to find out if Morgan Edge was Superman's actual brother or just like Kryptonian brother, because I'm really far behind, like 2 weeks behind, and I had to watch episode 9 and 10 back to back, and now 11 is on in a couple of hours, so I'll watch that tomorrow. But yeah, he's his actual brother. I didn't know this. Now I have a whole book on Superman in the comics, like on my bookshelf there, and I haven't read it, so I didn't know anything. So, but that was fun, not having any idea who this guy was and being like, oh my god, he's got a brother. It was kind of like Star Trek 5, but in a good way. Yeah, so a lot happened this episode, but I'm really shocked by where it went and what happened. Because I actually thought this was like the second last episode of the season. And then I realised there's 15 episodes left, and the last episode is being directed by Tom Cavanagh, and that's all I know. And this is only episode 10, so there's 5 more episodes left. There's a whole arc to come. I thought they were just rounding everything off. I thought they were leading up to this big Kryptonian Army, Armageddon, and it's like, okay, there's 5 more episodes to go. So, so we get to this episode, and Kal-El is explaining everything to Kal-El about his father marrying his mother before he married Jor-El and blah blah blah. And, I mean, his mother was with Kal-El's father, and basically she created the technology to transfer. It's a bit melodramatic. She created the technology to transfer the consciousness, and the idea of that was to preserve Kryptonia. It was one way to preserve Kryptonian culture and everything, kind of like the preservers in Star Trek Tapestry, Next Generation Tapestry. And it wasn't really meant to be used to supplant another human race, another race. So it's sort of being used in that way, and so there was a lot of discussion about that, a lot of exposition, a lot of explaining, which kind of helps. I didn't know much about it. But yeah, so they're kind of stuck where they have to. They've got Kyle, and that's going nowhere. Not getting anything out of him. They found the machine, but they don't need to make more Kryptonians. They need to reverse it, and there's no way to do it unless you individually put them through. The only way to do it en masse is to have some huge amount of electricity or power, which they don't have. So he basically knows he can do it, being Superman. So he's like, okay, just work it out. I'll get the energy. Basically, I'll be it. And yeah, we had some surreal scenes when suddenly all the Kryptonians are called. So all these people just around the town, like tens and tens and tens of them, just suddenly just drop what they're doing and just fly off. And no one knew all these people, and so many of these people were actually recruited and had Kryptonian consciousness already in them. So that was quite surreal and it felt kind of epic, like they're just running around the town and like just see groups of people just flying off. So you have Clark, and he's sort of like in this pretty bad position where he's got his brother and 20 or 30 Kryptonians all after him. And of course, yes, he's Superman, but that's only because he's a Kryptonian on Earth, and he's just a bunch of them. Now, going this way, story-wise, did kind of worry me for a long time, because where do you go after this? Once you match Superman with other Kryptonians, like, where is there to go? So I was wondering how they were going to deal with this. They discovered that his mother actually created the technology, so she works all that out. I forgot to even mention that Lois tricks Kyle, and she gets her dad's sort of SWAT group to grab him, and they hold him, and the boys bring Sarah in, and they actually appeal to their grandfather and tell him to be a human being for a change. So they actually let him in to see him, but then he's just body snatched to zombie him, so all it does is upset her anyway. So then they go off to a coffee shop, and that's when everyone starts zooming off. So there's a lot of things happening in the episode, but the thing that really freaked me out was the fact that they ended the Army storyline. Like, they ended it, and I'm like, I thought this was the big threat, the big bad for the season. and they just ended it. Basically, Clark grabs the device. He flies off. He gets chased by all the Kryptonians. And did he fire on them first? Basically, they all fired on him, and he basically allowed them to put all the energy into the device. By shooting him, he basically held the device so it could absorb all the energy. And of course, Morgan Edge, I've got to start calling him Talro, saw what was happening, but he couldn't stop it. So these geniuses, these Kryptonian geniuses, basically give him the power to activate the device. It blows up like a nuclear bomb, and of course it fixes them all, and they all just wake up on the ground like what, and then they've got guns on them because they of course have all blacked out and have no idea what their bodies have been used for and what's happened. And then we basically get Clark crawling on the ground, exhausted, back up into the Fortress of Solitude, while Morgan Edge and Leslie La are basically going off somewhere to plot something. And he lands, and she's like, "Just you?" She's like, "Yep, for now." So I don't know where they're going to go with the next 5 episodes. What are they going to do? They had this huge story, this epic army of Kryptonians, and they ended it in like 5 minutes. I'm like, what the hell? And that was making sense when I thought this was the first or last episode. I thought like the 11 or 12 was the last episode, so maybe the next episode was the next episode. And it's like, no, there's 5 more episodes. What are they going to do? Now, maybe there's part of this story in the comics that I don't know, and there already was another part people were expecting, but I have no idea what's happening, and I have no idea how they did this, when it almost feels like they could have just ended this before the break that they had to take, and then just start off the new story after it, where it wouldn't have mattered because there would have been some sort of shift. I don't know, I'm lost. But while it lasted, it was good. I was genuinely afraid for Superman, it's like, oh my god, it's like he's taking on a whole army. It was the big bad. It was what I was expecting to be, and it was just a bunch of faceless Kryptonians who never speak, they never do anything. They just fire on him, give him the energy he needs to basically blast it back at them and change them all back to normal. So I'm a little bit let down in a way, but they must have something good for the next couple of episodes. Surely. Unless they're going to spend the next 5 episodes in therapy over post-traumatic stress disorder or something after all this has happened and that. I can't think of what they're going to do for the next 5 episodes, but yeah. I feel like they blew their load prematurely, and I'm like, what are they going to do? I really don't know. I'm a bit lost. I'm a bit baffled. I enjoyed it, but I'm like, and now what? They'd better have something good. They'd better have something to top this whole, because they were teasing this Kryptonian Army for like 10 episodes. Or 9 episodes, because they ended them in the 10th. So yeah, I really don't know what they're going to do. I'm just going to have to stop talking because I don't know where to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I don't know the comic lore, so I really have no idea what's happening. And it's kind of good because it's all new and exciting. I don't know what's happening next, but it's also like annoying because I don't know what the hell's happening. I'm going to go. Thanks. Bye.